Alright, for this one we have area of trapezoid and the area of a circle that we're going to work with. So to find the area of a trapezoid, in this case we have the top is 8 inches, the height here is the 4 inches, and then 12 inches as the bottom base there. So whenever you're finding the area here, one way of thinking of it is to do the average of your two bases first of all. So you'd have the 8 inches plus the 12 inches divided by 2. The bases are always the two sides that are parallel to each other. So even if this was rotated, so that way the parallel sides were on the left and right side, those would still be considered your bases. And then you have to multiply that times the height, which is always formed a 90-degree angle or right angle with the bases. So in this case, that's the 4. So then you would multiply those together, make sure to use your order of operations like normal. So you need to add together the numerators there first, the 8 plus 12 to get 20, divide by 2, and then times the 4. So here we'd get 10 times 4, so we get 40, and then make sure, like before, anytime you have units, to include units in your answer. So if we're dealing with area, it's going to be your units, which were inches, squared, or sometimes it's called square inches. So here we would have 40 square inches for the area of that trapezoid there. For the next one here, we're going to find the area of a circle with a diameter of 10 inches in exact form and in an approximation with pi as 3.14. So we want both of these forms, the exact form and the approximation. So I'll go through what the difference is for each of those. One thing to point out right away is here we have the diameter that's given to us. So we have the diameter is 10 inches. Remember, the diameter is all the way across the circle. So if we were to sketch a circle here, that diameter would be going through the center of the circle all the way across, and that would be your 10 inches there. But if you remember, the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared, pi times your radius squared. So we need to figure out what the radius is. The radius is always half of the diameter because it is going halfway across from the center of the circle out to just one point on the circle instead is your radius. So in this case it would be 5 inches because half of 10 is 5. So in our formula here, just like any time before, whenever we have multiplication, remember multiplication is commutative. That means you can switch the order of multiplication of two values and get the same answer. So we can write this as 5 squared times pi. So our symbol is at the end instead of at the beginning of the formula. And if we do the 5 squared, that would be 25. So in terms of our exact form here, we'd have 25 pi, and our units once again would be inches squared because we started out with inches and we are finding an area, so it is squared. So this would be in that first form, in the exact form. So we'll put E here for exact form. And then if we want the approximation with pi as 3.14, what you would do is you'd do the 25 times 3.14. So here in this case, you should get 78.5. And that would be in terms of your square inches once again. And then this case here is what we would call the approximate form because you approximated what your symbol pi would be equal to. So we'll put an A behind that to represent that that's the approximate form. So depending on the problem, sometimes it might ask for the exact form, sometimes it might ask for the approximate form. So make sure to read the directions carefully, and if you have questions, make sure to ask like normal.